my OBS. That's good. There we go. That's better. Now they can hopefully hear me. So we're gonna get started if everyone's ready to.
Yeah. Good luck, guys. See you.
Alrighty. Do. As last time on our humble little adventure, we picked up with you all immediately following a fight inside the castle of the vampire lord. As you had finished off fending off a horde of undead with the assistance of a mysterious glaive wielder that you had come to know to be Satanta's apprentice, Kanda Isai, who told you, well, obviously why he was here, which, he was told to come here to keep an eye on some things and to investigate regarding the matter. Well, he didn't specify the matter he was here for, but you all knew why he was here. But he had told you that he had saw some things as the undead arrived in this castle as well, as he described who you all believed to be Kieran as the one who summoned all of the undead into the castle, leading to their assault upon it. He had been here a couple days, and they were certainly not here before then, as they rushed in to assault it, and he eventually found himself caught in this fight with all of them after going to investigate what sounded like fighting coming from upstairs. As the question of whether you all should continue or not came up, but was quickly dismissed with you all deciding to continue on to prevent whoever was here from acquiring the vampire's blood, and to also speak with the vampire if you had the chance, perhaps, though he didn't seem to be the most sociable of types at the very least. As you went up the stairs, rushing toward the next location, and eventually found yourself once again in a sprawling battle against several powerful foes, including a creature known as a Revenant, who you knew had powerful magics and was a ghastly powerful undead. Beryl knew some things more about them, knowing that they are beings bound by vengeance itself. But you fought against the Revenant and the other undead with it as they banged against what looked like a wall made entirely of solid flame, as what sounded like other fighting could be heard in the distance beyond the wall. As eventually the fight came to an end and the wall fell, revealing a small room littered with charred corpses of undead, where the vampire Lord Christo stood, minimally injured at most. Well, not minimally. Injured, assuredly injured, but not injured in any major capacity you could tell. Lower that a bit. As, with you all being successful, there was a moment before you all left where Astrid decided to ask some questions of the vampire, as some information was gotten from him, as it was believed, at least to you all, that no one... He at least told you all that no one had come up to him and extracted blood from him with a syringe, but his blood had been spilt in the castle a couple times throughout the day. But, as well, Astrid questioned him on the heat and fire that he seemingly emanated throughout the building, and his grumpy nature, as it was revealed that Lord Christo was cursed long ago by a woman, a witch known as the Witch of Chaos, Eris, who afflicted him with a curse that would make him emanate this flame constantly, and would make him constantly feel the agony of it being burned alive, and be unable to feel the touch of another, as whenever anyone touched him, they would feel a burning that seared their skin. as his patience wore thin, it seemed, and you all were told to leave a couple times before you ultimately decided it was time to go, that you had accomplished what you need to accomplish. Having some new information in hand and rescuing the individual that you had sought out to discover the fate of, you departed from the castle as you began to travel back in the nighttime toward the town of Wolford. I believe with Vidath's home, which would be in your way either way, being your destination that you were heading toward. As I believe Astrid was keeping an eye out in the woods as you were traveling for any ravens of the sort as well. But before we continue and pick up with you all arriving right on the outskirts of town near the Vidath's home, any questions, comments, or concerns? Anything I left out of the recap that you thought was particularly important? Because I could have left something out, but I felt like last session was a lot of combat, so I don't think there was too much. Feels like I'm missing something, though. But that's just the fucking feeling I've been having. So, I could just be crazy.
No, it was a lot of combat, so...
It was a lot of combat.
Covered it.
Fighty day.
Fighty day.
Nonetheless. Okay.
Everybody still looks pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
I don't believe you all had gotten any sort of rest unless you wanted to stop and take a short rest in the woods somewhere.
No, Astrid's just gonna use the Rune of Giants because it goes away after 24 hours anyway.
Okay. So you can roll that then. And we'll say you did that as you're moving through the forest.
Alright, so you get 30.
Nice. That puts me at full.
Does it not have a persistent healing effect?
No.
No.
It's 66 when I activate it, and then at the start of their first turn, they get another 2d6.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just rolling the 7 once.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
Oh, that's right. I think my max HP was affected at some...
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, I have more HP than
A very
42.
important thing to mark down places when that happens.
Yes. I know I have it written down somewhere.
Good. And Silas is... Just say it max HP, I don't care.
I just didn't use it in the last fight because I wasn't sure if the vampire was going to attack us or not.
That's fair.
Would you all like to be on this page, or would you like to be on the map of Wolford?
Map, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
If there wasn't a preference, you were just going to be on the map of Wolford anyway, but... There you are. Okay. What's the red square? And the blue square?
The red square is the gate we left out of towards the vampire's house, and the blue square is the one we first came in.
Okay, so it's, okay. Fair enough.
It just helps me orient myself a little bit better.
Yeah. But, any other comments or such before getting started? Anything I left out and such?
No, I think we're pretty good.
Okay. As we pick up, by the way, if Ben joins, I would need one of you to, like, say something, because I can't hear it, because my notifications for Discord turn off when I'm in, streaming.
Okay.
So, as to not be annoying to the stream. So, as I was saying, we pick up with you all, healed up from the healing of the Rune of Giants, as, after Astrid activated it, a rune burnt into the ground, and its brilliant healing light, coursed over all of you in a blue glow, as we pick up with you all stepping just outside the forest, onto the open, fielding that, is out, the hills and open fields, just at the sides of the town of Wolford. As you are just exiting the forest, you can see Vidath's home a bit at the side of the left side of the road, a bit a ways off near the side of it, with a plum of smoke coming out from the chimney. What do you all do?
Well, it looks like he's still home, which is a good sign.
Do we all want to bother him again, though, or should we just send, Prentice's
Conda.
name is flown out of my head. Thank you,
Conda, you
Zach.
say.
Just send Conda inside to keep a lower profile.
As Conda looks toward you all as you go, I'm gonna head there anyway, but I don't know if the geezer wanted to see you all after or anything like that. Might be stuff you want to update him on. You know more about that, about the bastard that summoned all those undead at the very least. At least you think you do. So maybe
That's
that
a fair
information. If you want to keep a low profile as well, though, as he looks back to the wood, and it's nighttime by this point, and he looks around, he's like, doesn't look like anyone's watching us now. At least, not anyone can see us from the gate. If you want, we could duck back into the wood, move around a bit, and walk toward the back of his house. Probably has a back door.
I would like to do that, yes.
I'd feel more comfortable doing that as well.
Sounds like a good idea.
He just starts walking back toward the wood, which isn't far off. You guys are like literally right on the edge of like wood, then field. So you guys enter back into the wood, and you're going to duck around and go to enter that way.
What's the time of day? Did you say?
It's like starting nighttime. Like it's like maybe like just an hour into the sun having set.
Okay.
But as you guys go to do that, why don't I get stealth rolls from everyone to see how stealthy you are being approaching the back. Say it's a group stealth roll.
Does his aura still apply? I don't remember. Is it just a save modifier for auras?
Which aura?
Conda's?
One moment. I believe all of Conda's stuff is combat related.
Okay, just checking, sorry.
So the rune, the one that gave you plus to AC and saving throws, you don't have anymore, but you are in the radius, but it ran out, and none of this stuff gives you skill checks.
Okay, just checking.
Did I roll everything of Conda's in secret? That's interesting. I'll roll his stealth. That's Conda's. Bad roll. And then there is Silas, which is a much better roll for him. As you guys are moving, let me look through the stealth rolls. 11, 10, 14, 8, 18, 10, 12, 10, 20.
Not great.
Not a very stealthy group, are you?
Nah. I mean, the skill points would tell you otherwise.
It would, in fact, actually. Because even a +3 to stealth isn't bad.
Yeah, this is a lot of people who should be much better at sneaking than they are right now.
So, you're not being obnoxiously loud, but if there were people nearby the wood, you could assume they'd probably be hearing you from all the crunching of leaves and the cracking of sticks as you move. Your, hand-eye coordination or party balance moving through the forest in terms of navigating the smaller obstacles is not the best. But you still maintain a relatively stealthy air. You feel as though if anyone was watching from outside the forest, they would certainly not be seeing you. As you make your way and you start to approach the back of Vidath's house, and as you arrive at the back, you find what looks like a window at the back, and then a small stairway leading up to a closed wooden door. As per usual, with all of his windows, the curtains are completely shut.
Astrid will knock on the back door using like a like the rhythm of one of the songs she had played in front of Vidath earlier.
Okay. as the door would abruptly, after like a minute or so, would abruptly swing open a bit, as an eye would peek out looking toward you all. Then the door just comes completely open as Vidath stands before you as he goes, "Come in then."
Yep. Astrid will go in.
Sorry to intrude again.
He just looks at you.
This is the most guests this guy has had.
As you all walk
Ever.
in,
Yeah, ever.
he sees Satanta's apprentice, and he sighs and goes, "Another one, I see." He closes the door behind you, and he goes, "I'll take you back to your brute of a man that is in this house." As Kanda, you hear a slight snicker come from. At that being said, you've just missed Lady Stray. She is donning her She's donning, what is it? Putting her armor on.
Yeah. Donning is correct.
She's donning her armor currently, so she'll be away for some time. She's in a private room doing so. As he leads you back to the living area with the door swings open. As Satanta is lounged out with his back up against the back of the couch as he is sitting in the spot that Lady Astray was laying in when she was wounded not too long ago. As the bandages are gone, you can tell they've been disposed of, and the couch looks mostly normal, except for him lounged out on the back with one of his legs up as he does, and his spear, in its wrappings just laid from, like, on the floor into the side of his arm as he just lays there.
I love this guy.
As all of you step back in, as he goes, "Oh, all of you are back soon?" Gives a stretch as he begins to stand up. And as he does, he sees Kanda as well. The door shuts behind you all afterward, with Vidath stepping in as he goes, "And you found my grumpy little apprentice as well, didn't you?" As Kanda just sighs, he goes, "Made a smart move, actually, sending people after me this time, geezer. It was smart of you to know that, there was something wrong with how long I'd been gone." As Satanta just stretches and goes, "Well, this geezer has a bit of, knowledge in his, dusty old brain still." Stands...
How old does Satanta look?
Very young.
Okay.
Maybe not very young. You would think, like 30 years old at most.
Okay, and how old does Kanda look?
Kanda looks probably like his early 20s. You know, the furrowed brow makes it a bit harder to tell. But he looks like he's mid-20s at most.
Okay.
As he stands up and is just standing there, shuffling his foot a bit as he is shifting his eye around, looking around the room. For some reason he goes, "So, everything go well?"
We met the vampire.
"Oh, how'd that go?"
He didn't kill us.
So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
What's everyone's passive perceptions?
Mine is 18.
16.
17.
11.
Astrid, as you all are talking, you can see that Satanta is just slightly shuffling in place closer toward Kanda. Every time he looks away slightly, just getting a bit closer. And as he does that, one time he looks to you, noticing you notice, he just smiles. As that continues to happen as this is going on.
That's not my business. He's got some weird vigilance training going on. I'm not gonna step in the middle of that.
Oh god.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Anthony.
So there were a number of undead there as well.
as Kanda chimes up, as he goes, yeah, as he looks over this time. Satanta's stopped, and you see him squint his eyes for a moment looking at Satanta. Maybe thinking like, did he get closer? I don't know. Maybe? As he just, shakes his head a moment and goes, they had a revenant summoned. I think there's 2 of them actually, was there? Yeah.
Yeah, there were 2.
Yeah,
They had 2 revenants summoned, so it was no, small deal. As Satanta goes, 2 revenants? Aye, that's quite the mess. Did you all have to take on 2 revenants? As, Kanda goes, Vampire took care of one of them. We had to take care of the other. It was not a fun fight. Those bastards are still very tough. As, Satanta goes, take it was a normal revenant, not the Raven Queen variety, then.
Aye, it was a normal kind. And let's be honest, we would not have done nearly as well if your apprentice hadn't been there to help us.
Goes both ways. I'd definitely not be, I'd like to think I wouldn't have taken that fight without reinforcements, because that would not have looked pretty for me. So I gotta say I'm impressed, Geezer. Not only did you send out a bunch of people when I actually needed help, for once, instead of, over-worrying like you do, but you also actually sent capable individuals instead of the, blundering idiots you usually find.
You guys were capable?
Is that Beryl saying that, or Zach?
Both.
It was a little, it was mixed.
It was a little both.
As, Satanta, after shuffling a bit closer once again, goes, I got a good eye for people and their capabilities. Kanda just snorts and goes, No, you absolutely do not.
Well, what does that say about you? You're his apprentice.
Says that even a broken clock can be right once a day. Or is it twice a day?
Twice.
It's twice a day.
Okay.
It's funnier if he got it wrong.
No, he didn't get it wrong.
Yeah, it is.
He wouldn't get it wrong. It says that a broken clock can be right twice a day. I think all of you would know what a clock is at the very least. Probably not. Maybe not Beryl, actually. Now they probably have they might have very primitive forms of clocks in
What's
the
it called?
Sundial.
A sundial.
yeah, things like that. But there are other forms of primitive time-telling devices they probably have.
Time works fucking weird in the Feywild anyway. So
Time works weird in the Feywild, yes.
yeah.
And just this time he happened to get it right both times. As Satanta just goes, oh, he's so mean to your poor old master. So, bunch of undead. Talked with the vampire and you're all still here. I assume, you didn't have to fight him, or if you did, it went better than I would have expected.
No, we
Astrid.
didn't fight him.
Astrid is very good with words.
Hmm.
He's actually a very nice man.
I mean,
He's certainly a character.
he's certainly man-like.
Well, I didn't believe him to be particularly dangerous. Frankly, seems to keep to himself for the most part. So, only thing I'd be worried about was if you were encroaching on his territory, but it appears that, turned out fine. He's never
It's
done
very
anything
fun.
to the town, at the very least.
Yeah, he does seem to be constantly engulfed in a torturous amount of flames.
What?
Well, not literally.
No,
It
literally.
seemed pretty literal.
Yeah.
He was cursed
He was-
by the Witch of Chaos. Eris, I believe he said her name was. Now he constantly feels like he is being burnt alive, and he also emanates a great amount of heat.
Ah, by the tits of the Raven Queen, this nonsense is getting worse and worse.
Did you say tits of the Raven Queen?
Yeah, he did.
Yikes.
How are those tits?
Probably pretty useless.
You know what they say? Nah, as cold as a witch's tit.
Yeah. Do you know anything about the Witch of Chaos?
Not of her in particular. I know of witches, and I know of the famed witches of Euclax, though I don't know much about them.
Can I roll a history check on Witches of Euclax? If I know anything.
Sure, you can roll a history.
Can I look in my book?
Astrid could, and Carolina could as well, and Soul, yeah, you could as well, Soul. The book didn't mention anything of the sort.
Myths and Legends of Euclax.
Well, it's not a... maybe I guess it would be. Roll a wisdom check looking through the book.
Okay.
If the witches have anything to do with creation of, like, anything.
Nothing,
I have
nah,
advantage on
it's,
that.
they don't. But, okay. 16, 13, 14 for those rolls. Well, actually, just for the rolls in general, you guys don't know much. You know that there
25?
are... Yeah, you still don't know much even with 25. It's...
Oh, okay.
There's a cap on what you could know about this. So, it's a good roll. It's just not a topic that people are knowledgeable on. So you know that there are 4 famed witches in Euclex, supposedly. There's the Witch of Ice, which you know a bit more about, Astrid, because of your relations with them. The Witch of the Storms, the Witch of the Desert, and the Witch of... what was it? And the Witch of Eternity. And that's all you would... that would be what you know of the witches. You just know the titles, aside from the Witch of Ice, which you know a bit more about, Astrid. Because of your... you know...
Yeah, I heard about her as a little kid and said, that's what I want to be when I grow up.
From what I hear, they're very powerful casters that can use magic beyond what we know. Maybe even magic we don't even know at all. I think it's probably a bit over-dramatized, frankly. Well, some people called my master a bit of a witch where I came from back when my training days. I probably would have called her the same.
Who was your master?
No one you'd know. I'm not from these lands. Far away. Back where I come from. In Enish Vale. Shuffles a bit closer again.
Well, anyway, Lord Christo stated that nobody had explicitly gotten his blood, but it had been spilled a few times in the castle, so I think for the most part we prevented the risk, but it's still possible that someone may have gotten some blood.
Well, hopefully nothing explicitly happening is a sign that didn't get taken.
There is another thing. We may have an idea of who's behind it.
Do ya?
Yeah. A certain person from our past trials and tribulations. Not too long ago, actually.
Yes, based on the description, it seems like the person who summoned all the undead could be a paladin that we came in contact with, named Kieran.
Kieran Dodson.
Know the name Dodson, can't say I know Kieran in particular.
How do you know the name?
Dodsons are, not an incredibly famous family, but they're a famous enough family. The elder Dodson, is the... What's it called? Is, one of the Inquisitors of the Raven Queen. Can't say I'd know what his relation to this Kieran fella is, though.
But already well, at least a little bit of a tie-in with Undeath in some capacity.
The Raven Queen doesn't like undeath. I don't imagine if Elder Dodson heard about that, he'd be particularly pleased. I've met the man. He is intense and very convicted. Not convicted. Is it convicted? Has very strong convictions.
Strong convictions. Yeah. Maybe this Kieran is Scorned Son or
Ooh,
something?
the black sheep.
Possibly. You'd have to tell me more about how you came across the man.
Oh boy.
He was working as a protector of what was the Lord? Yeah, was he a Lord or a mayor?
I think he was the Lord of
He was the lord of the area.
Arbington.
Yeah, Arbington.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Didn't even have to look at my notes.
We were tasked with helping clear out a undead infestation at the Lord's Manor, and it turns out he was the one behind it.
I thought I heard something about incident in Arbington. I didn't look too much into it because I had to get back to my busy work.
Right.
Huh.
He wanted a magic item from the vault that he was unable to open.
Did you find out what it was?
Oh, I suppose. No,
He
unfortunately.
didn't specifically say it was a magic item, but there was something in the vault that he wanted to get. But the judge of that town and the other lawmen of that town said they were going to take care of it.
So he's a wanted man at this point.
There was a bit of a scuffle between him and us, and he took off before he could get into the vault.
Sounds like a dangerous individual if he could summon revenant-level creatures and was able to fight you all off and a judge.
You know the judge, though, correct, Sasanta?
One you presented the symbol of, Miss Madeline Lloyd?
Yes.
I know her well. Well, not well, he wouldn't say well. I know of her, yes. She's very acclaimed.
There was a list that included everything in the vault, so I'm sure if you wrote to her, she'd be able to possibly divulge what the item may have been.
I'll speak with Lady Astray once I get the chance to. She might know a bit more about what he was seeking there, if he's connected to this.
And it also wasn't just him in particular that was the one leading the attack and is behind everything.
Aye?
He is working for someone. He did mention that he was hired by someone to do something.
Has an employer, then. That would make sense, because, Wakanda, I don't know how long ago you saw this individual summon, what you did, but, well, we had the individual in robes in the town only a day ago, so unless the guy can be in two places at once, either he's one or the other. Unless there was a big gap in time. This kinda just says, no, I saw him summon about yesterday earlier. So, I don't know. Satanta goes, could be two people involved, and this cloaked individual could be another employee or the employer. If he's involved. Seems like it'd be a big coincidence if he isn't. Right, well, I guess we'll have to keep an eye out for him. If he's a wanted man, he shouldn't have an easy time getting into the city or near the city either way, near the town either way. They keep track of that information. Unless he has disguising magics. I don't know if they're equipped to deal with that at the gates. Anything else important from your journey?
I think that about covers it.
Sure about that?
Um,
Looking all of you over as he shuffles closer once again.
I'm just glancing at everybody else.
Can I insight check that? I want to know if he's actually asking or if he just wants this conversation to be
Drag the
prolonged.
time out, yeah.
Yeah, you can roll insight.
Nice.
Seems like he's actually asking,
Oh.
because he wants the serious... It seems as though he doesn't want a serious topic of conversation to be going on before something happens, as he eyes his apprentice with eyes of, like a wolf, stalking prey.
Snow sprites are not friendly.
That shouldn't be true.
Well, I suppose they weren't snow sprites then. I thought they were, and then I was unconscious, so...
Maybe you've done something to anger the snow sprites. So, you all think that's everything, though?
I believe so.
Glad to hear it. Good to see you accomplished what you did, and even better to see that you all got back safe as he rushes forward, and he just pulls, he pulls Conda into, like, just a giant hug, like a bear hug from the back, as Conda just begins struggling, going, "Oh, get off of me, you goddamn brute of a geezer!" As he's elbowing him in the side of, the face, and as he's just holding him, hugging him, tightly to him, as, eyes closed, just looking up as he goes, "Oh, you're always so mean to your old master, Conda. Why can't you be nice and affectionate to me sometimes? You know I love you like a son, but you never treat me well." Such a cold
Is any
lad.
furniture in danger?
Not immediately, no.
Okay.
Oh god.
As Conda is just struggling against him, fighting back against the, hold. As Satanta continues complaining about his woes, about how he never has had he doesn't have any cute apprentices that play nice with him or be affectionate. And then
I didn't know Satanta watched anime.
Yeah. Oh, you really? You couldn't tell just from his everything?
And then as that's going on, Vidath is just watching as he's just looking from the side of the room.
Oh, this poor man.
And Conda just eventually breaks free. Just, "Get off of me!" Breaking out of the grasp. As he turns back, and his face is, like, red. Whether either with frustration or embarrassment, you don't know, frankly. Probably a bit of both. As he goes, "You have to stop doing that, you goddamn brute. I'm not a child." Satanta goes, Aye. So wrong of me to want to give a good old hug to my dear old apprentice." He turns back to look to you all. As he smiles, he goes, "Thanks for bringing him back safely. He can handle himself, but from what you're telling me, it seemed like he really needed the help.
Well, if that's all the share of information that's going to occur, maybe we should leave for Vidath's house.
Well, maybe, but might be important to discuss next steps with Lady Astray. If you want to go, I can catch you up at a later date, but she might have more information about where we can catch these folk next if she knows what they're looking for.
Did I have a specific time I was supposed to meet with Tika, or was it just night?
It was just night.
Okay.
You assumed around, I think you gave around, 10 p.m., actually, or midnight.
Okay.
I think it was around, between, the 10 p.m. or midnight range, and you're not near that yet.
Okay, cool.
I look towards Vidath. What's the look on his face?
He's looking. He's just looking. Annoyed, but, you know. He seems like almost numb to it a bit.
I want to look around the room and try to figure out something that Vidath likes. I don't know if that's perception or investigation.
It's a pretty, barren room for the most part. Looking would be perception.
Okay.
Let's see. You see over at the side of the room, there is a cluster of what look like, under a, like, boxed case so that sunlight doesn't get in. You see what looks like a cluster of, mushrooms growing in, like, a little, I don't know what it's called, where they grow plants and such. There's a word for it.
A pot. Soil.
No. But there's a little
planter?
cluster of what look like, glowing and, strangest looking mushrooms inside of it. And some other, like, strange looking plants and such.
Did you grow these, Vidath?
Yes.
Are they from the Underdark, or are they more local?
The mushrooms are... The other plants I just find when I travel.
Okay, Astrid's filing that away, so she can get him a present later to apologize for all of this bullshit.
Isaac will go. Right. And he'll look at Vidath. Can I ask for some tea?
Not water?
Oh shit, you know what? You're right. It's been a while, guys. I would ask for water.
Can I have some tea? Hold the tea.
It's hot water.
Looks to you.
What is tea if not spicy water?
No.
Fair enough.
You guys going to wait for Lady Astray?
I
or-
guess.
Okay. You wouldn't wait
Try
long.
to-
Like
I'll try to
another
break the tension.
another like minute or so passes by, and the door would swing open, as you see the bluish, light bluish skinned Lady Astray step in. This music is kind of much.
She's a goddess.
It's perfect.
That should probably be fine. As Lady Astray walks in, dressed now, adorned in what look like silver made armor, with a piece on her chest. There's a chest plate piece of what looks like a completely pale moonlight crystal that is shaped like a crescent moon at the direct center of her chest. The armor is made of a beautiful silver designed metal, and there are other like gemstones encrusted about it that all are the same pale moonlight color. And the armor is a bit light, or a bit lacking, you could say. Not all of her like body is covered up by it. In fact, there are often like a lot of gaps between like skin and such. As between her, like the parts between her elbow and the continuing upper arm, there is a gap, and so on. There's no helmet or anything like that, and the breastplate does not cover her stomach entirely. Same with the armor of the legs and such. Astrid, you do in fact know, looking toward her in the full armor, that you think this is a bit strange, actually, as from what you know of moon dancers and what you know of more drow-oriented worship of Illustray, is that they tend to either be wearing very light clothing, if any clothing at all, as they often, in their worship or in any of their ways of the blade, they are often, you know, wearing light clothing, maybe like gowns and such, or they'll be completely bare naked. your people have not quite adopted the traditions of the other drow worshippers of Illustray, where they're very big on the naked thing. But
Yeah, we're too stuffy for that.
Illustray is completely always depicted as completely naked in any of her depictions as well. So you know that is common amongst them, and that the armor is a bit different from what you'd expect, but it's still, at least not fully covering her. As
Okay, Astrid won't comment.
with what looks like a beautifully made rapier at her side sheathed, she looks to you all. She looks completely of normal health. She looks to you all and goes, "I'm glad to see you all are well and have returned, and that you did not get harmed in any lasting way at the castle." As she steps in.
Should say the same to you. You look not bad at all.
As Satanta goes, "Aye, woman heals at an unnaturally quick pace." As Lady Eastray just chuckles and goes, "The gift of my goddess, you could say." As she looks to Vidath once more and gives a bow and goes, "I must thank you once more, Lord Vidath, for giving me somewhere to stay and taking care of me, and also allowing this your home to be used for meetings, as to say, without a better word to describe it." As Vidath just sneers, seeing her bow, and goes, "There's no reason for you to bow or thank me. It's fine. Just finish up what you have to finish up and get to your peak health as soon as possible, so that I don't have to deal with it anymore." She smiles to him and says, "Of course." She walks in, looks to you all, and goes, "So, what had happened? We don't have to go through all of what you explained again. We can, say that you catch everything up, As she goes, "Well, I am glad to hear that you all survived those difficult encounters. You say this Kieran individual, he was looking for something in the vault, and that there is a list of things from the vault that the judge has, correct?"
Yes.
If he is tied to this, I could possibly identify what he is looking for on the list. However, there are many different components that could be substituted for another in this feared ritual that could be taking place, so I may not be able to tell as well. Nonetheless...
question.
No, go ahead. Go ahead,
So far as we know, the undead didn't get any blood, but let's say that they somehow did. Is there any way to tell that this ritual is going off? Is the sky gonna, light on fire or something?
The only way to
Or are
tell
we just-
the only way to tell is if you're in the immediate vicinity of the ritual. You'll feel the magic surge up in the air, and there may be some changes in the environment depending on how powerful the caster and how powerful the components are.
What is the area of effect?
It would depend, again, on those two factors I had said prior.
So we won't know for sure until it happens and if we're nearby.
I can tell you this. Wolford is not a place where the ritual, I think, could succeed. Their magic in the area is not strong enough for to say. This is more of a docile, normal place. For this ritual to succeed, there must be both the components present and there must be enough magic in the vicinity to allow for it to succeed.
Do you know of any places that would fit the bill?
Thousands in Euclex. Thousands in Destin alone, let alone across the entirety of Euclex. And this is a big land, trust me. I've traveled it far and wide. Nonetheless, operating under the assumption that they did acquire the vampire's blood, and even if they didn't, we have options ahead of us in order to prevent them at their next step. First, the most obvious one is that if they had succeeded, or even if they haven't, they could still be trying to do this. They need a corpse. It doesn't need to be in good condition. Of someone of immense power or esteem. They need to have a corpse or a belonging of an individual of such. So, my question, Captain Satanta, she says, smirking a bit, do you know if there are any cemeteries, crypts, or anything of the sort in the vicinity that house individuals of great power, individuals of great esteem throughout history and such, that could fit the bill of what I described? You see Satanta begin to think, and quickly goes, well, there's one that I know is immediately near. It's a bit of a landmark here in Wolford. It's a bit on the outside of the city, toward the, East Gate. Is it East Gate? I have this right here, I should say. Yeah, it's the East Gate. That might be wrong. If it is, it'll be changed to the proper gate later. But nonetheless, near the East Gate, the Bedellin Memorial Cemetery. It's where Sir Bedellin, one of the original knights of Camelot, is said to be buried. Well, he was the king. He served as the king's advisor during the time of his life as well. As Lady Astray goes, that would certainly be a place of great esteem, and that is in the city. That is near the town. She goes, aye, near the East Gate. Not even a 10-minute walk once you get outside. She goes, I see. So that place could be a target. Anywhere else that you could think of? And she goes, as he thinks. There's one other place, but it's a bit of ways. About an hour and a half away from here. There's a crypt. The Veronier family crypt. It's, the Veronier, family crypt houses the remains of Francis Veronier. He was, one of the court wizards of Destin a long time ago. Served, I don't remember the king he served. But he served one of the kings before, before our current court mage took over. He does air quotes as he says it. As, he goes, so if you're looking for someone of great magical power, there's someone definitely buried there. As she goes, So there are two places that they could possibly strike then. One in the town and one near the town and one a bit a ways. So if we want to stop them, logic would dictate that we move to try and stop them from stealing a corpse or an item from one of these cemeteries.
Assuming that if it is a corpse, it doesn't have to be exactly a fresh corpse.
Doesn't have to be fresh at all, no. No, I don't know why I did Satanta's voice, sorry. Doesn't have to be fresh at all, no. It could be old, very old.
And as far as an item of value of the person, it doesn't have to be exactly magical, just something that they valued.
It does have to be magical, the item, if it is an item.
Can you spell out the name of the second cemetery?
Did I not paste it?
No.
Foolishness of me. I'm an idiot now. There you go. Since we have two people BRB right now, well, let's see, does anyone else have anything to ask? Because I'm going to call a break for us to go on since we have 2 BRBs? Okay, so I'm gonna do 5-minute break here then, since we got 2 BRBs. So 5 minutes. Be back at like 8:44, 8:45 ish. Whatever that translates for Alex or anyone else. So 5 minutes. Let me pause the music. Rogue, you just got back. We're taking our break now. Sorry about that. And there we go. So where were we, was the question. We were talking about the two different cemeteries and such.
Yes.
Okay. As Lady Astray goes, so, I believe that both of these locations are viable targets for their next move. I believe it would be smart to, well, ideally, there could be someone who goes to both. One at one and one who goes to the other. Or is around the vicinity of the other to keep an eye out. But, I don't know how likely that could be. As, well, looks toward the Satanta. You cannot depart the town, can you? Not until you know that this going on with the mayor has been taken care of. See, shrugs, goes, afraid not. Can't leave until I know that you're fully out of the water, and currently you're not with that. Yes, and I don't imagine it would be the best idea to send your apprentice and Knight Rez alone, would it? So he goes, that would not be the best idea either, no. The three of us, maybe that'd be fine. But just the two of them? Shakes his head. And you all are here on work, so it would not be conducive to your work experience to have to leave the town.
Well, I mean, you're right. But, and I look to the group, if there was maybe better pay in it for us? I'm not asking for a handout, but, we do have certain... I think a lot of us here, our objective was to make a little money, and it looks like the mayor who hired us in the first place may be, going under as it is.
You'll get paid either way by the city, even if the mayor goes under. That I can likely be assured of, as he looks to Satanta. As he goes, it's the city's money, it's not technically the mayor's. So you'll get paid either way.
I didn't know if she signed our checks or anything.
She signs them, she's not the one who, has the money. Well... We could offer you a position, but... Well, I'll be honest. The three of us leaving, that's not too big of a deal if we're gone from the town. Only because I know that there's 7 or 6 of you. There's 7 of you.
7, including...
Only because I know the 7 of you are still here, so if something bad happened, you'd be able to step up and take care of it. I'd say 7 of you are close to the 3 of us in terms of, at least being able to protect the town. So I don't know if I want to send them off either. Because 7 people compared to 3, the town's probably going to be better protected with the 7. If something bad goes down. Lady Astray goes, it seems like, to me, the best solution to this is to deal with the metaphorical elephant in the room sooner as opposed to later. This would likely be smart either way. I don't think we should let the mayor... Well, I think we should confront the mayor sooner than later. As Satanta goes... Look, you're fully recovered, but town might be in a bit of a bad place without a mayor. As Lady Astray goes... You could say that, but... Lady Ilsani is more equipped to fill the position of mayor than, well, Mayor Serpentstone ever was. No offense to the woman, though, well...
She did stab you.
She did try to kill me, yes.
Yeah, with a mayor like that, is the town really protected?
I would agree with you. her obsession with the Red Wizard and the festival is only going to harm the town in terms of being able to keep it safe as well. So before dealing with the cemeteries and crypts, I believe our best bet would be making sure the mayor is confronted. And Satanta goes, might be. Might have to talk to Lady Lasani about that. She just nods.
Didn't she... I mean, she left her town so that she didn't have to do something like that anymore. Don't know if she would be quite up to the task.
She wouldn't be happy with it, but she wouldn't refuse if I asked her to do it, Lady Astray says. As she smiles toward you, goes, trust me, I have a way with words when it comes to her. Don't look at the camera like that. Don't look at the camera like that, the two of you. The two people literally expected to look at the camera like that.
Anyways...
Hey, the chat's not showing. There we go. Now it is.
Right, well, we can't do much to protect the town if we're all in a state that we are.
No.
I don't know about
that's true.
anyone here, but I'm very tired.
Satanta goes, you've all been through the ringer today, doing a lot of work that, frankly, I wish I could have done myself. I'm sorry that I'm bound by my oath here. As he looks genuinely apologetic. But you all did good. Look. She looks to, Lady Astray. Let's try to get you back to Lady Elsani's tonight, sneak you through the city without getting spotted by the mayor or any of her people, air quotes. He doesn't know if she has people or not, you know. As he goes. And you all, if you want to help still, and you're not interested in packing it up and running, which I wouldn't blame you by this point, meet us at Lady Elsani's house tomorrow. It's as he would give directions. And we'll talk more about what to do next.
Is there a time we should come by?
Earlier the better, so you don't get spotted by any folk that might report it to the wrong person.
Should we report back to the mayor and say that we went down her list of suspects and didn't find anything? Because if her people see us in town, just chilling at the inn...
Right, we did say we were going to investigate.
Ooh, might be a good idea for you to do that before coming to see us then. Have you investigated all the list of all the suspects on the list?
-1.
So how about this? Make it seem real. Go investigate the last person tomorrow, and then come find us later at the estate round lunchtime. Then report back to the mayor after you've made your last investigation. Tell her what you've done. Because the guards have seen you exit the city this way, and you could be vouched for having headed toward the vampire's castle and Vidath's. So whoever the I don't know why he's saying whoever the last suspect is. He knows who it is. Yeah, he knows. So if you go and you investigate Mr. Perpetor, and they see you going that way, you'll have an alibi there too. Then it'll make you look like you're just trying to go update Lady Elsani as well. I don't think the mayor's too clever, but that red wizard she's working with, if they're a red wizard, they're clever folk.
Right. Well, then... guess we'd better be off.
Aye, as Satanta turns to look to you and goes, and, sincerely, Thank you again. If you ever need anything, well, I'll be there to help you. And I'm a pretty connected guy. As he smiles. Just don't ask for anything very unreasonable. Can't get you any gold statues or anything like that. So what are you all doing?
Guess we're gonna head out.
Yeah.
Was James here initially?
Yeah, he just...
When we got back into it? Okay, I just wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
I ended the break without James being here.
No, he was
Okay.
here. He dipped out around the same time people were throwing the gay around.
As you guys had to leave, Konda looks to you all one last time. He goes, "Thanks for the assist. You all are pretty capable."
Thank you.
Then Lady Astray would bow and tell you all to get some rest. Vidath would lead you all out of his home. As he would go to shut the door behind him after leading you all outside the back way. Assuming...
Sorry about the intrusion.
Just looks at you and goes, "Apologies are unnecessary." As he shuts the door again. So what are you all going to do? Are you going to head back straight into the town? Are you going to duck through the woods again to make it seem like you came from the woods, or...
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Through
that's
the-
yeah.
through
Two
the
options.
might as well.
woods. Through the woods.
Okay.
When you say the second one and I say yeah, it's to the second one.
No.
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 Okay.
Well, as you're moving... Okay.
Stealth again?
Sure.
Bum, 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 bum. Ooh, very good. Hell yeah.
Oh, now we're still.
Yeah, why not?
The
We learned our
fucking
lesson
rogue.
going in.
That's
Most
with
of us.
advantage.
Okay. I was like, this is your job.
So now- If
The
anyone's
fucking
watching-
rogues!
Well, no, that's with advantage because of my
I know! But the rogues
no.
still.
yeah.
And I imagine Soul would roll and she'll get like a 15, let's say. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't want to move.
That's fair.
So, as you all... I think she has a +3. She gets a 13. So as you all move a bit stealthier this time, through the woods, and go to walk back normally as you make your way back toward the town. Astrid, roll me a perception roll.
Okie dokie.
As you would see what looks like a black feathered bird flying through the air around the wooded area as you move.
Can I attract its attention?
How?
Cheap.
Could I attempt a bird call?
You could try.
Would that be performance or survival?
I'd say it's a performance. I could say it could be a performance check.
Okay.
Nice.
As the bird stops as it lands on a branch and looks down toward you.
I'm not really sure how this works. Could you either send another raven to the dandelion so I can write you a letter, or come here or something like that so I can update you on some things? I'm not really sure. I think you can hear through the bird, but I'm not entirely sure.
Astrid, who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Morgan, hopefully, but if not, just a bird.
I mean, there's sometimes good conversationalists either way.
The bird flies
Like
down and lands on like a tree trunk on the ground. That's like in the fallen over tree trunk.
I think he demands payment. Do you have any bread on you?
I have some dried meat.
I don't want to think about carnivorous birds.
It's a raven.
I don't know what that is.
Wait,
Same.
stop for a second. What the fuck?
What?
There's not a lot of birds in the city. I don't know.
Look, if you asked me to name what a raven could do, I could say it could fly, and that's about it.
Why don't you just tip it?
Uh,
I pull out a copper piece.
I'm not. No, that's heavy for it. I'm gonna give it some dried meat.
What can a bird need money for?
I-
Look toward the dry meat.
I don't think Morgan needs money either.
I
Does he
flick,
dried
I,
meat?
I flick a copper onto the ground.
Copper lands in front of it. Place some dry meat near it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll eat it.
No.
Looks to you.
Morgan, if you're currently looking through the bird, could you do something to let me know that it's you and I'm not just talking to a bird? Maybe turn around in place?
It tilts its head.
Alright.
I think you're just talking to a bird.
Probably, but this is fine.
You can keep the copper piece.
Yeah. Can you somehow convey to Morgan that I need to speak with him? Is that something that you can do?
Looks to you.
I mean, yeah, it's a bird.
Tilts its head.
Morgan? Is that name Morgan? Does it respond to the name?
Seems to recognize the name.
Okay, that's step one. Beryl, can you talk to the bird in a way that'll make it understand you, and you can understand it?
Beryl did just give it a copper piece.
I did just give it a copper piece.
I feel like that's all we're gonna get.
I feel like that's all anybody needs.
Yeah.
Alright,
Sorry, hang on. And I'll dig through my coin purse and pull out a silver.
oh my god.
But I think that's enough. I think you're good.
I toss the silver piece.
Okay, Astrid is going to take out a piece of paper and scrawl Astrid needs to speak with you, Morgan, on it, and then give it to the raven.
Are you folding it up and giving it to him?
Yes.
Yeah,
And I'll give him another bit of dried meat before, so.
He'll pick it up and fly away.
Okay.
Did he take it the money?
No.
Oh, okay.
Alright,
I'll go and pick it up then.
I really hope that worked, or else someone's going to get a very strange message in the woods for no reason.
Yeah.
They could have.
Thank you for all just letting me speak to a bird. I understand that was strange.
We had a weird day.
It's not
We
the
did,
weirdest
didn't
thing
we?
I've experienced.
Honestly, the least weird thing you've talked to today.
Yeah.
Well, don't be rude. He was nice.
Not saying that, like, him as an individual, but you did nearly burn alive because of it.
I didn't. I had a little burnt hand. It's fine. All right, can we go back inside now? I'm feeling embarrassed again.
Sure.
So you're gonna head to the town?
Yeah.
Alright, as you head toward the town. It's a bit late out, so the guards stop you at the gate to see who you are. As you are let back into the town afterward, and where are you heading?
What time is it?
You're gonna find someone to tell you the time, or I guess they would have something that tells the time.
I'd say
in
it's
the
a
city
bit
itself.
it's later now, right?
Well, yes,
So I'd
it's
say-
like
Yes, that's how time works.
Yeah.
it's like 9 p.m.
It'd be weird if it was
Okay.
earlier.
Josie, are you still willing to come to Tika's with me later tonight?
Yeah, of course.
All right, would you like to get some dinner then, and then we can head over there?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna head back to the Dandelion.
Okay. Rest of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, back to the Dandelion.
Okay.
Dinner after this day
Oh.
sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Why, Isaac, is there something else you'd like to do?
So when did we leave for the vampires? Like the afternoon-ish? The morning?
More like near evening-ish. Ish.
So it's almost been like a day or a few hours.
No, it's only been maybe like 2 hours or so.
Okay. No, I'm good. I'll go back to the inn.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember, this is the same day that we
Yes.
were like fighting in the town.
Yeah, nothing has changed. You guys,
Okay,
well, no,
it's
you guys haven't
it's
had a
been a
rest or
long
anything. It's been a
fucking
long
day.
day for you guys.
okay. I
So you had the
that.
fight in the town in the morning. Then you
Yeah.
investigated in the afternoon and found Vidath's and
Okay. That
waited there.
yeah. So we found.
And then
the
you
girl the same
rested.
day.
And then you rested for 4 hours at Vidath's, if you remember,
Right.
Okay.
so that
So now it's
Silas
later.
and Josie could get a long rest. Now here you are.
Here we are.
Perhaps you
Eating dinner.
head back to the Dandelions. Do any of you have anything pertinent or even, meaningless that you wish to roleplay, discuss, do, or anything while you are at the Dandelions?
I should have done the letter first, shouldn't I? Instead of just talking at the bird.
I mean, it couldn't have hurt. You never know.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I just know sometimes ravens can imitate human speech, so I don't know. I thought
What?
maybe you could understand a bit.
That's
Did you not-
terrifying.
Did you not know that?
I didn't know.
Oh.
that.
I think I've heard that.
Yeah. Occasionally ravens can imitate human speech.
The birds can do people speech?
Not,
And they eat
not
meat?
like a lot. Like a handful of words, maybe a phrase if they're lucky.
They can imitate human speech. You said, right?
Yes,
What about tiefling?
I assume so. I don't. If I don't really. I don't know what the requirements for tiefling are in terms of pronunciation, but I assume so.
What's the difference between tiefling and human?
Couple
I
more
mean,
syllables.
besides the obvious.
I can't really understand. I'm not really sure if I'm being honest.
There's no tiefling language.
Are we like having a contest for dumbest party member today? Because
I don't know a lot about tieflings, if I'm being
Listen,
honest.
Isaac's still losing because he doesn't know what a fucking raven is.
Maybe
Birds are weird.
Carolina, maybe there's something in that book of yours.
That's why I bought it. hmm
Specifically to see if ravens can imitate tiefling.
No. Just to learn more about.
Learn more about her people.
Yeah.
That's admirable, I think. I
Yeah.
don't really know anything about what I am.
Maybe we can find a book for you as well.
Right, well,
Do I know about
No.
Genasi?
when you know what to look for, you let me know.
Probably not. There's not many of
Okay.
them in the prime material of Augon, at least not in Euclax.
Okay, so I wouldn't have been like, "Oh, that's a Genasi." I've just been like, "That's a
Yeah,
rock
so-
girl."
If you
That's
were
alright.
if you
Yeah.
were from Wizaria, maybe you would, but not here.
Okay.
Euclax
So what-
doesn't quite know.
So, because I guess I wouldn't know either, what she just looks like a rock woman.
I mean, she
No,
looks
like-
human, doesn't she?
I look like Dwayne Johnson.
I mean,
Damn.
Zach, you can describe Beryl again if you'd
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
That's your daddy.
Again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
sure. No, she's got a dark complexion, similar to brown ash, diamond blue eyes, heavy, stringy, dusted black hair, but like her entire skin looks like craggly, like there's cracks in it physically, where like bits of light faintly emanate from it. And she's just pretty much always covered in dust or dirt. Like, you know, if she shakes her hair, dirt falls out. If she moves slightly, dirt falls from random places.
But like other than that, she doesn't have.
I mean, she probably has like slightly pointed ears just from the elemental type to her, but like outside of that, no. I mean, she just looks like a dark-skinned, craggly person.
Yeah, no, I
You
wouldn't
know, the glowing is weird for sure, but
but
She just ate a glow stick when she was little.
honestly, probably.
And it grew in her stomach.
Yeah,
that's because Barrels lights up every situation she's in.
that's right. Well, I'd love some dinner. I'm absolutely, well, what's the word for when you're really, really hungry?
Famished?
Sure. Let's get a bite.
I was operating under the assumption you're having this conversation over dinner, but we can say you get dinner and, you know, whatever is happening is happening. Does anyone else have anything they need to say or do before
second dinner?
Fast forward time.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Are we going to fast forward through sleeping?
No.
I think some folks have
Some folks have stuff they're doing at night.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, silly me.
Does anyone else have anything they are doing at night, or are they just sleeping?
I have something to do before bed.
Okay.
I might read a little bit before bed.
I'll probably just be reading a little bit.
Am I to assume you go to bed before 12, Isaac, or no?
Yeah, before 12, for sure.
Sure, then we're going to do you first. So we're fast-forwarding to before bed for you.
Okay. So Isaac goes up to his room after hydrating himself, like normal. And he's thinking a lot about the artifact that Kieran was looking for. He's kind of trying to put a few pieces together, and because of that, he's staring at his crystal, his crystal, and really kind of meditating on it, and even trying some magic on it. The first thing he's going to do is try to, like, literally touch it with his mind, see if that happens. Anything. I mean, I know it says a creature, but he's basically just kind of throwing anything out, because when he first got the item, it kind of called to him, and he felt that there is something.
Yeah. So you're awakened. You're touching your mind with the crystal.
Yes.
Okay. And this is the staff, the rod you got, the crystal rod, right?
Yes, the crystal rod of the Packkeeper.
As you reach your mind out to the crystal, roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be a fail as your mind links with the crystal, and a flooded rush of images shoots through your mind as you are unable to comprehend the images as they flash through your mind, and then you're knocked unconscious.
I'm sick. Well, at least
As Isaac falls, lights out on his bed, asleep. As Isaac sleeps, the crystal utters a purple glow that begins to soothe around Isaac's head. As I need a music change.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, man. Even when you fail, you succeed.
Hell yeah.
Well, the roll was to see if he could comprehend some things.
Look, he's never been, like, you know, at the at the bottom of the chart in that respect.
Gotta take your lumps.
Isaac, you can tell that you've fallen asleep, that once again you have found yourself in the world of dreams. But as your consciousness is pulled you don't find yourself in a dreaming state, as when you dream, you could even feel it in your body often that, something is off. Instead, you almost feel like your physical form has just been pulled to this place. And the place that it has been pulled to is just a complete crystallized realm around you. Like you're in an inescapable cave. No exits, no entrances. Just surrounded by purple shards of crystal. As you stir awake looking around, the crystals shift in front of you and begin to form what looks like the shape of a sort of geometric head. As looking out toward you is a crystallized head, as from its shaped eyes they begin to glow. As you hear a voice begin to speak out. Its mouth opens as it speaks, but the voice doesn't come from its mouth. It comes from an omnidirection. It comes omnidirectionally. It's as if it's coming from everywhere. As it speaks, and it goes, "Who are you to awaken my mind once more?"
My name is Isaac.
Okay.
Isaac Darrow?
Isaac Darrow. I do not know this name.
I mean, I don't expect you to. Where am I?
You are in my mind. You touched
Funny, because I thought you were in my mind.
No. You touched my mind and awoken it after centuries of slumber. For that, perhaps I am thankful to you, though it appears that I do not have autonomous control of a body any more.
Well, I'm using my body. So let's just straight up get that off the table.
Our bodies are not compatible.
Oh, thank God.
You carry the fragment of what was once me. You used it to connect our minds.
What's your name?
Name. I have gone by many names, but not many. No. That's not... As he seems confused. There has only ever been one me, but why do I remember so many names?
Maybe there have been other users?
I do not know what name belongs to me. I know so many. They rush through my mind endlessly, like a flood. How long have I been sleeping?
I mean, you said so
He
yourself,
seems
then.
questioning himself more than you.
Okay. Isaac is just nervously talking. I could tell you how I found the fragment of your mind, if that helps.
Not my mind. Though, no, I suppose that's wrong. You are correct. It is both a fragment of my mind and body, though, that you carry. No, that's not the music that needs to be here. That was very well timed for the fragment of my mind and body is what you carry, but that was a bit much. No. What you carry is what was a piece of me long ago. I do not know what was my original name, or why I remember so many different ones. For the sake of simplicity, I suppose you could call me Irata.
Get the spelling on that.
They're screaming in this song. Fuck this playlist, man. You know what? Whatever. 1 second. Where is it? I didn't exactly want to do this, because it's not exactly what's going on. Not that any of you can see the music I play in the music control. But, there. Well, Alex can.
I have it muted, so I don't know.
But, anyway.
I have that channel muted.
It is a name that exists in my mind, but I do not know if it is mine. Perhaps all of the names were mine. I do not remember. All I remember is the gate.
What gate?
Before I was... No. When was it? My body. The fragment you hold, it was once part of a whole. I had a form like yours, but different. Not fleshy, but like what you see around you.
You were made of crystal?
Yes. But what? As he seems confused, as if unsure. It appears my awakening has been too abrupt. My mind is racing.
Alright, well just, take a deep rock breath.
I do not breathe. I am
Okay,
not,
yeah.
I am not organic like you are.
Okay, but focus. I kind of need answers, and I have questions.
Questions. And you believe me to be the one with the answers?
I'll be honest, I'm barking up every tree.
I am not a tree. No.
I'm barking up every rock.
That was a saying. No, what? You had terms. No. As he seems to start to realize that that was like not actually what you meant. My apologies, Mr. Darrow. I am confused. My mind feels young. I will answer questions to the best of my ability, I suppose. Though I do not know why. Strange.
Well, I'll cut you a deal. If you're cooperative with me, I'll be cooperative with you and answer any of your questions. First and foremost, does the name Toon Magie ring any bells? Or mean anything to you, because you don't understand?
Magie. That name. Why do I know it? The gate. Was he there? No. Could he? The name. It strikes familiarity with my mind. But I do not know why.
Okay, we'll circle back to it later. How about Carcosa? Does that mean anything to you?
Carcosa. No. I do not recognize the name.
Okay. What about... sorry, give me 1 sec.
This is also too much.
Are you, or anything you know, referred to as the crystalline maelstrom?
Crystalline Maelstrom. One second, I'm changing music. Here we go. Crystalline Maelstrom. I know it was... Why? They called it there, didn't they? They summoned it. As again it appears to be speaking to itself. Was that what we were protecting us from? The gate. The gate, where is the gate? Why am I not part of it anymore?
What do you know anything about this gate? What can you tell me about it?
Gate. It's what separates us. It's what protects us. They shattered it. I was given form, sentience. I don't want this. Bring me back. Where's the gate?
Who formed the gate? Who shattered it?
They did. They wanted to call it here. They wanted to trap it. They wanted... Did you guys hear that?
Heard something.
Give it a second. They wanted its power. Why? As it sits quiet for a minute again before it almost like winces and you see the room like shimmer a different color as the purple crystal like shimmers just a dark color for a moment as it goes, no. Darrow, was it?
Yeah?
My mind, it is fragmented, shattered. I do not think I can answer your questions at this time. I need more power, more energy.
I'm afraid to ask, but how do I help you?
Magic. Magic will help me. I need to be fed. The crystal. It can take from other things like me. Items.
Interesting. So you're saying that any old magic item can just be fed to you and you'll have some more answers, more
Yes, eventually more power will be needed to restore more. But even the weakest little part will do me good now.
Well, I do understand hunger.
I do not desire to eat. I just know that it will restore things. That it will make things more clear.
I'll see what I could do.
Good. Maybe that will allow me to be able to see you too.
Let's keep this relationship right now, like with me, coming to you.
Is that why you obscure yourself then in shadow? To keep this relationship between me and you?
I don't know of any shadow obscuring me. What do you see when you look at me?
It clings to you. Like it is a part of you already. That shadow. Why does it look so familiar? At that question, the face begins to recede back into the wall, and then the rest of the room as well begins to recede, as silence just completely fills your ears as if deafened, as the floor beneath you gives out and you just fall, endlessly, until you reach a proper slumber. As Isaac is now asleep.
Okay.
And then immediately has a dream. Are you cheating on me with a big crystal head?
I thought I was the only crystal for you.
As that's what happens.
Was I know the rod of the Pack Keeper is purple like as well, but was it like any different?
It's like a
was
bright,
the crystal like...
It's like a brighter purple than the purple crystals you've seen.
Okay. Yeah.
As that is that, Isaac now slumbers. Didn't think you'd do that today or ever, frankly. But I sure was ready for it. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It just means I didn't think it would happen.
Your playlist wasn't, though. Your playlist said we're killing Isaac right now.
My ominous music mood is not perfect.
I mean, like I said, I explained his logic was.
No, it made sense. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like you could have known what was going to happen anyway. You can't game the system here.
Yeah, no.
None of you can look up what I'm doing. Or can you?
Not yet.
Anyway, back to everyone else. Is anyone else doing anything before they head to bed or head to where they're heading? Assuming that Carolina, Beryl, or Soul goes to bed before 12 a.m.
Yeah.
So you're just going to bed, Beryl?
Yeah. I'm just gonna be reading a little bit and then go to bed.
Sure. Make some progress on the book. I think you're almost done with it, actually, by this point. Been reading it for some time. Carolina?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing.
You're going to read the book?
Yeah, I'm gonna read the... Yeah.
Sure.
The...
Reading through the book, you do learn some things about tieflings, though, initially. As the first book starts with an important information about tieflings, that long ago, tieflings came from a wide variety of different bloodlines, all leading back to different devils, devil lords, and such. However, the spell plague allowed the once devil lord, now god, Asmodeus, to allow himself to seize all tieflings' bloodlines. And now, all roads, in a sense, lead to Asmodeus in that way, with tieflings. All bloodlines go back to him, but some can still be traced just a little bit back to the their original ancestors. Is the music just not playing? Or is it?
No, I hear it.
Okay. So you learned that little bit of information at first. You read a bit about that and such.
That's interesting.
Soul, what are you going to be doing for the night?
She's just trancing.
Okay, just gonna trance. Is there anything you'd... I'll get to that later, in fact. Anything you're doing before trancing, you're just gonna trance.
No, she's just gonna trance.
Fair enough. Alright. Astrid and Josie. Near midnight comes around, and I assume you're gonna head to Tikka's?
Yeah!
Alrighty.
Take a part 2.
2 Tikkas,
To head
one
to
for each of
Tikka's.
us.
The ticketing.
Change music again.
Now Astrid and Josie die.
Yeah, you ready for the really, evil,
The boss battle in Tika's Enchanted Forge.
the duo battle with Tikka and Tekka? It's like Ornstein and Smaug.
I'm not worried about them.
hello. We're twins.
Yes, sir.
As you two head toward Tikka's. As you arrive outside of it, the door is shut. Well, it's more like an open entryway. There is a cloth hanging by the open entryway, and there's a sign that hangs off of it that says closed. But you can hear what sounds like a slight conversation from inside, and the sound of metal hitting the forge.
Astrid will knock at first just to be polite.
You're gonna knock, you just put your hand through a cloth.
There's a sign, you said.
Are you gonna knock on the sign?
Yeah.
You knock. Nothing happens.
Alright, I suppose it's sort of loud in there. Yeah, Astrid will step inside.
You just duck under the sign and get a head in. Josie, you too?
Yeah, she'll follow.
So you walk inside as you follow behind. As you step in, you see the Tikka you know. Did she give you a name other than Tikka?
No, because she said she couldn't.
Yeah, okay. The Tikka you know, hard at work at a forge, sitting by the open forge itself. And what looks like a gnome woman dressed in what looks like these long leather pants that are a bit baggy on her. And what looks like a... What is it? Leather shirt, like a piece of leather armor that she wears that has all sorts of strange designs across it. That is short-sleeved, completely, cut off near the arms so that, for the heat, as she appears to be standing by the forge with what look like silver hair pulled back in a bun and what looks like a purple eye and a single amber glowing eye at the other one, as she stands at the side, speaking at Tikka. As you all come in and the conversation ends pretty quickly as she looks over towards all of you and goes, "Oh, place is closed, actually. Miss Tikka, you should talk to them and tell them to leave, right?" As Tikka just goes, bashes against the forge, goes, "That's the people I told you about, boss." No, she wouldn't say that. She didn't tell you that. "No, I told these people to come. They also know that I'm not Tikka and that you are." As she just goes, "Fuck! What do you mean they know?" There
was a pamphlet.
There was a pamphlet? Oh, that bitch at the mayor's!
Yeah.
That bitch Serpentstone, oh. I always hated that stupid fucking shaky bitch. Why are you so calm about this? They're breaking into the store in the middle of the night. As Tikka slams against the forge again, told them to come here. Told them you can help them with something.
Also, ma'am, your door is a sheet.
I tried to knock on the sign. I did.
You told them to come here, that I could help them without just offering my help now and letting people know that I'm Tikka. Did the first thing, not the second. No, this isn't the nanny voice. Trust me, you'd know.
Do the nanny. Do the nanny.
I'm not doing the nanny until after session.
It's not the nanny, but it's the closest you've been to the nanny so far. So
she sighs as she pinches the bridge of her nose and goes, "Fuck me." Ah. Is really a pamphlet in the mayor's, really?
Yes, it says you're a gnomish woman, unfortunately.
I'm gonna burn that building down. Tikka just goes, "No, you're not." And Tikka goes, Yeah, I'm not. Anyway, since I've been volunteered to help you all with whatever you've come to ask me, how can I help you?
I have an item that has been enchanted, and I was wondering if you could possibly unenchant it.
Oh, you're looking for an enchantment break. Well, come here.
Okay, she comes.
Quicker,
comes
quicker!
over. Quicker! She comes over quicker.
I don't got all night. Tika bangs against the forge again. She goes, you kinda do. I'm the one doing the work here, by the way. As, Tika looks back to her and goes, well, yeah, you're an employee. Of course you do the work here. I pay you to be Tika. As Tika bangs against the forge again and goes, yeah, but I'm a bit worried about your forging skills recently, you old bitch. Might wanna check if they work still. As Tika just goes, I can let you know that I can forge just as well as I used to. And she goes, yep, sure. She continues to forge. You weren't this mouthy when I hired you years ago. She looks to the two of you and goes, all right, show me the thing that you want me to break.
Astrid takes her left glove off and shows her a black metal ring on her left hand, on her ring finger, that it looks almost cruel in its make, if an item can look cruel, and it is topped with a black opal that seems to have fragments moving inside of it.
Looks expensive. How upset will you be if it is shattered completely accidentally?
Not upset at all. Actually, if you could do that for free, that would be excellent.
Could
Like,
you-
if you could throw that in.
Alright, gonna need you to take the ring off, then.
I can't do that part.
Why?
It does not come off, and when I try, it causes me immense pain that leaves me unable to use my left hand for the next 24 hours.
So that's one of the enchantments, then. Joy.
Yes.
How upset would you be if I broke your finger?
Not upset.
Your hand?
No, I can work with that still.
Good. Because I'm about to swing a very hot hammer at your finger here. Like, really hot. It's over there, actually. She points to the forge that's bellowing. As you see at the side of the forge, placed in the heat itself, there is a what looked like a forging hammer that is inside the forge itself that is glowing a blue flame, a blue hot, as it is sat in the forge.
Well, that is going to be extremely unpleasant, but yes.
Oh,
I
you don't
need this
even know
off.
the half of it, frankly.
Astrid, are we sure this is the only way to break a curse?
I mean, I don't know, but I would prefer not to have it on any longer.
I could certainly break the enchantment, assuming that it's not an enchantment of not breaking enchantment. That might be a bit difficult. Still could probably do it.
I honestly don't know. I mean, I have certain ideas about what it does, but I'm not entirely sure.
I see. Okay. Oh. So who are you two again? Or did I not ask that?
You didn't ask. That's all right.
Well, that sounds like me.
I'm sorry. My name is Astrid Concordier, and this is my friend Josie.
Howdy.
Howdy indeed. Right.
So, can you do like magic, or is your enchantment breaking just hitting shit real hard with a hammer?
Oh no, it's magic.
What part's the magic?
The part with my hand, as she holds her hand out. Her open palm now, you see what looks like carved into her skin, is what looks like a circle, like an arcane sigil in her palm.
Ah, shit, yep, that's magic.
Well, technically that's just the sigil. It's not magic right now.
Chelsea's like, nope.
But it will
It's
be magic. So, without knowing the exact details of the enchantment, of course, I can tell that it is a bit of a rarer enchantment from just looking at it. It's gonna be a bit expensive.
Yes, I suppose we should settle that before we get started. I'm not as flush as I normally am, and I wouldn't want you to perform a service without being properly compensated.
Yes, of course you wouldn't. Nobody would want that. This Tika bangs on the forge once again. She goes, Tika. This Tika goes, yes, Tika. And Tika goes, don't be a bitch about it. Look at the fucking thing. As Tika looks at the fucking thing and goes, yes, indeed, I suppose I would be being a bitch about it by charging for this one in particular. Fine. My one good deed of the day.
I'm still happy to pay.
We'll see what happens. Let's see if I can break the enchantment first. I'm pretty confident I can.
Alright.
So, well, I'm not used to breaking enchantments that are on people. This is a new experience. Exciting. For me, not for you. She walks over to, like, side of the room. Goes over to, like, a small table that's about her height. She goes, oh. Dusts it off. I guess you can sit on the floor and put your arm on the table. And we'll go from there.
Alright, Josie, could you hold my other hand, please?
Of course.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, one more thing. She goes over to the side, goes over to, like, a cabinet, opens it. See, it's filled with, like, towels and such. Gets a small little towel, walks over to you and goes, you might want to bite this.
Okay, I can do that.
Can I just, like, real quick?
Mm-hmm.
If it hurts real bad when you take it off, and you're gonna get hurt real bad if you get it disenchanted without taking it off, is it maybe worth it to try to, like, remove it at all without the hand smashing?
I mean, someone else would have to attempt to remove it. It hurts too much for me to do it myself, but if someone is willing to hold me down and someone else is willing to try and pull it off...
These both sound like really terrible options, Master, and I'm
They
not
do,
gonna lie.
don't they? Yes, I've been struggling with this for a while now.
Look, I'd rather go with the option that's going to instantly mitigate the pain, because the enchantment will be gone.
So the hammer?
Takes the hammer out of the forge, holds it
All
up.
right.
But it's not time to do that yet. I have to look at it first.
Of course, not yet hammer time.
Okay.
You'll know when it's time. I'll let you know. I wouldn't just bring a hammer down on your finger without telling you.
I don't know. Everybody has different methods.
No, that doesn't seem like a method that anybody has. Not anybody that's not a fucking psychopath, at least, as she begins examining your, the ring. As you see her pull out what looks like a, monocle, put it on, as she's looking it over, going, I can see the lines of magic going through it. It's a pretty intricate enchantment. Really goes throughout the whole thing. There's not really... Cool. 1 second.
Okay.
How am I going to do this? 1 second, I'll be right back.
Jake is really just killing it with the NPCs today, huh?
It's honestly
Oh,
every week. This
This town is full
NPCs,
of...
this entire campaign's NPCs have been so fucking
Yeah.
on point.
I can't wait. We gotta meet Elliot Hawkins again.
Yeah.
I want him to just show up in every town we're at. We're like, why are you here?
He gets around.
He's been following us.
Just trying to make sure you don't blow your head off.
Sorry about that. My, sister got locked out of the house because I guess my dad forgot she wasn't home.
Damn.
Alright, as I was saying, as she goes, doesn't really have any weaknesses in any of its construction, at the very least, magic-wise. So very intricate. Whoever did this knew what they were doing, at the very least.
Can you tell what it does?
No, that would need someone who can identify it. I can't do that. I'm not, well, I don't cast that sort of magic.
Oh, that's fine. As long as it's off, I don't really care what it does anymore.
Luckily, all of the magical circuits of it go to the same place, so it's got one big place where it's all connected. So if I get one good hit on it, it'll all just break and come apart, magic-wise. Might break the entire ring, in fact.
Okay.
So, it should be a fairly easy removal of the enchantment. Ready?
She'll put the towel in her mouth and hold Josie's hand and nod in affirmative.
Yeah, Josie's got her hand like super gripped on Astrid's and her other hand on like her shoulder to sort of steady her and maybe catch her if she's gonna pass out, which seems very likely now.
It's really good I handshaked a flaming vampire earlier today, because I think that's good practice for what I'm gonna feel right now.
Astrid's like, my hands? I don't need these.
I psychically played the violin now.
She goes, alright. You see her reach into her pack and pull out what looks like a pair of goggles that she puts on. Then reaches for the hammer. As you'd see her put the hammer in her hand, and she grabs her hand with her free one, and you see her begin muttering something in a language you all don't speak. As all of the veins in her arm begin to just pulse and are very visible, as what looks like a thick blue is flowing through all of them. As she holds the hammer in her hand, her arm shakes slightly as she does, and you see the hammer glow an even brighter color of blue. It's almost blinding now. You have to look away, shield your eyes as it does. And as she does, she raises it up, swings it down as it goes to collide into the ring. And as it does, now cool. Commercial break. As the hammer collides with the ring, the sound of metal smacking against metal is heard at first as it rings out throughout the room, almost echoing in the silence. And then, boom! A huge, massive explosion goes off, flinging Tika all the way back and knocking her into the air as she smacks into the back of the forge and falls down on the ground. The table beneath you all shatters completely, turning into shards of wood as a wave of what feels like frost and fire just blasts out throughout the room. As Josie, why don't you give me a Constitution saving throw?
Uh-oh.
It's pretty good for me.
That is pretty good. As you would take half of 12 Hellfire and half of 11 necrotic, cold damage. I don't know if you have resistance to cold, but if you did, it would pierce that. As that blasts throughout the room, as it seems to have hit Tika as well, the other Tika at the forge, not the Tika that got blasted. As that happens, as Tika flung through the air, hits her back against the forge, head right back at the head of that of his too, and then falls flat on the ground, face palming and falling flat on her face on the ground. As Tika just sits up after being knocked slightly back and goes, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, what the fuck?
As Tika just lays on the ground.
Are you okay?
Doesn't say anything.
I would not have asked you to do this if I thought that would happen.
As Tika goes to walk over to check on her, before she reaches her, Tika shoots up. She goes, "Ah, fucking hell! By the fucking blood of the ancestors! Ah! You didn't tell me that was a Hell's Touched ring.
I didn't know that!
Well, seems like you need to do a bit more research on the items you're carrying. Because that right there is Hell's Touched. Real nasty, too. And she lifts her arm up, and there's just a burn that goes up from where she was holding her hammer. That goes up her just entire arm. Not pretty. She just
When I
touched...
was given the ring, there wasn't really an opportunity for me to examine it before I put it on.
Well, man, I've got some bad news for you. I can't break a Hell's Touched item.
Alright.
That's not possible for me. And that's Hell's Touched. That's about as Hell's Touched as a fucking devil.
What does that mean exactly?
It means it's imbued with the energy of the 9 hells.
Oh, God.
Like it was enchanted in some sort of devil forge or devil enchanter or something like that. So that's Hell's Touched. I can't help you. I'm not an expert on the hells.
Thank you for trying. I'm very sorry you got thrown across the room.
Hey, man. I'm sorry for you. That thing's fucked up.
Cool.
As you see her touch her arm, and the scarring and burning begins to fade back as she heals. She goes, "Look, I wish I could help you. I can't, I really wish I could help you now, too, because that's, but I'm not an expert on the hells. You want to find someone who can do something about that or point you in the right direction for that. You need to find someone who knows anything about the hells."
Right.
I don't suppose you happen to know anyone who might know someone who's an expert on the hills.
It's kind of a bit of a taboo topic here in Destin. So no, I don't. Unfortunately. But, yeah, no, that's... all I can do for you is at least tell you that it's Hell's Touched. So you at least know that.
That is something, thank you.
Well,
Is it ever gonna hurt Astrid like it tried to hurt you? And all of us, I guess?
I don't know. It could. All I can tell is whoever designed that designed it for not to be taken off.
Yes, I sort of gathered that the first time I tried to take it off.
I wouldn't even try amputation if I was you.
I wasn't that. I do play violin, so that was not really an option. But
Well, you
thank
can get a finger
for-
regenerated if need be, so that's why.
I guess.
If you knew a druid who could do it, or a cleric or something. I don't know your circle of companions.
That's fair.
But, don't think amputation will work on it too. This is pretty thoroughly made.
Okay.
So, sorry about that. Looks around the forge.
Sorry about your table.
Who cares about the table? It's not a big deal. Looks around the forge. It's barely damaged. Place is fine anyway. Trust me, it's been through worse. Enchanting can be a bit volatile. Look. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing. I'm sorry, lady.
It's quite all right. Thank you for trying.
Anything else I can help you with? Needs something enchanted, something of the sort, because apparently someone here doesn't think I can enchant things anymore.
Okay, well, I do have something that may be a bit of a long shot.
Okay.
Are you aware of the vampire living out in the castle outside of town?
She stops. She closes her mouth for a minute and her expression drops a bit. I do know of him, yes.
Well, he was cursed by the Witch of Chaos to constantly feel like he was, on fire, and he also emanates a great deal of heat, and I was wondering if you possibly had any sort of enchantment that could make life more bearable for him.
What do you mean by constantly in pain?
He constantly feels like he is on fire, that he is being burned alive.
That's, upsetting to hear. She used to frown a bit. I could try to make something that'll give him immunity to fire.
I mean, I would greatly appreciate that. I only have 150 gold, so if that's not enough, then please don't trouble yourself.
Well, you're making it for the vampire, and you're gonna give it to him?
That's my intention, yes.
I hate doing this twice in a row. I can make it. You don't have to pay for it, but I'm not also... It's also not because of you. So don't think it is.
Do you know him?
No is a big word. I've lived in this town for a bit. I lived in this town back when the world wasn't as nice as it is now. And let's say, I almost died a long time ago when I was a child, like a little kid. And when I mean little, I mean really little. We're very little when we're kids. Us gnomes. So I almost got killed. And I don't think he intended to do it, but killed the thing that was chasing me down, the, hippogriff. So I'd probably be dead if it wasn't for him. And I don't like to bother vampires that brood in castles for as long as he does. So I never tried to pay him back.
I'd be happy to take it to him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we have a friendship, but he did not immediately kill me and shook my hand. So.
Frankly, I don't think he'd kill anybody that hasn't done anything to earn being killed. The guy's been there for a long time.
That's also the impression I got.
The townsfolk talk. Oh, he almost killed me when I was out there. No, I don't think he did. Frankly, because I don't think that anybody could outrun him. But, you know. Anyway. Yeah, I can make that. Come back tomorrow.
That quickly?
I'm an expert. Unlike what some people think. She looks over to Tika again. Besides, if it's a single enchantment, it's not that hard. What do you want it to be on? A necklace, maybe not a ring, because that seems kind of poor taste, considering what just happened. Don't know why I'm saying this out loud. Maybe a bracer, a boot, a
Jacob,
helmet, maybe a nice little crown, maybe like a little, like tiara, I don't know.
Jacob, what was he wearing? Like, what's his style? Was he wearing any jewelry?
No, I wasn't wearing any jewelry.
Okay.
He had his hat. He had his hat. He had his wide hat.
The brooch.
No, he wore like a long, black, almost suit-like outfit, and he had his long hat.
You know what? I don't know if Josie or Karina said that, but I do think a brooch would be an excellent way to go.
A brooch
considering how
would
he
be a
was dressed.
great idea. Why didn't I think of that?
It's so versatile.
Scarf would be really funny.
Fucking die.
But okay, I can do that in a day, because an expert enchanter could do that. She looks toward Tika again. As Tika just looks back to her and goes, man, you're real pissed about the comment, huh? What gave you that impression? I'm fine.
Do you have another name you use when you're out, like, getting groceries and things like that? Because obviously you're not going by Tika.
Just call me T.
Okay.
Oh, you know the jig's
Alright.
you know the jig's up though, so this is gonna get kind of annoying with the two Tikas, huh?
I mean, not necessarily annoying, but maybe confusing at times.
Can you promise me that you won't tell anybody else that I'm not Tika and that she is Tika?
Yes, of course. We only found out
Okay.
because of the pamphlet.
She looks over to Tika. She goes, you can tell them your name if you want. That's fine. I won't. As your employer, you can reveal it. She looks up to you all. Nadia.
Very nice to meet you again, Nadia.
A pleasure.
Just nods. Well, okay. It was enlightening meeting you two. Maybe come back and actually buy something from me later. That'd be pretty nice.
I would like to do that very much.
That'd be cool. Come over tomorrow, and I can give you the ring. I don't know how soon you want to run back to him and try to give it to him, but it'll be done, like afternoonish. I'm not gonna sleep tonight.
I'm sorry to hear that. Is
I
that
slept
fun?
34 hours a couple days ago, so that's why. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Excellent.
I've learned that gnomes are fucking weird, apparently, compared to your sleep cycles.
I technically don't have to sleep, so yes, I understand.
That's
Yeah,
the
we just
worst
kinda-
thing I've ever heard.
Oh, I do it anyway. I enjoy it, but I don't have to.
You sleep?
Yes, I usually sleep. We're riding with people who have to anyway, so I might as well.
I just sort of sit around and stare at the wall until everyone wakes up.
The
That's a
wall
little
can
scary.
be very enlightening. But anyway, is there anything else I can help you with tonight?
I mean, you've done so much for me already, unless Josie has something.
No, I mean, I tried my thing the first time we were here. Unless y'all got guns now.
Oh,
I'm
I
good.
don't deal with guns, sorry.
That's alright.
I don't like them.
To each their own.
They're too loud.
They are rather loud, ma'am. I will give you
They
that
make
one.
me feel
There's-
like I'm gonna die anytime I hear them.
That is the intention, though.
Josie's gun is quite beautiful, though, from a craftsmanship perspective.
I
Made
believe
it.
you.
She has it on her. She doesn't like leave it at
Yeah,
home,
I
so she's
know.
just had a giant gun on her back the whole time.
Well, anything else you need, come by and tell your friends about us.
I will. I have at least 2 friends I know of who may be interested in also seeking some enchantment.
Just don't tell them about the real Tika.
Well, the real Tika's over there, and she'll gesture to Nadia.
This lady knows what she's doing. She says as she looks over to Tika. As Tika just looks at her and goes, yeah, I forgot how fucking weird this shop feels whenever you're here. As Tika just goes, It's my shop. Yeah, I've just been reminded that it is. Well, you ladies have a good night. I'm gonna get to work. Real sorry
Okay.
again about the hell-touched thing.
I mean, thank you. I know more about it now, so I consider this a win.
Yes. Actually, though, in fact, the only people I could recommend for that is maybe priests. Because, well, I don't think you want to talk to a devil. And I don't think that's legal here.
I mean, a priest would be preferable to a devil. You are correct on that front.
Well, you're just picking your devil there, realistically.
Ah,
She says as she goes to walk away. To head
Listen,
deeper into the shop.
all right. Good night, Tika. Good night, Nadia. Josie, are you ready to head back?
Yep, I'm good to go. Thank you.
As Nadia goes, wait. Looks to,
Yes?
at least Josie goes, you got hurt. Come here.
Oh, I did. I mean, I can deal with it myself, but all right. And she'll walk over.
She would, offer her hand out to you.
Yeah, she'll take it.
And, she would. You'd feel energies move from her and soothingly go to you as you heal for 11.
My evil plan is working.
Hey, that's the exact amount I took. Oh, thank you.
Nods to you and goes, keep yourselves safe.
Oh, we sure do try.
Looks up at you two. Don't know if I believe that.
I mean, you know, try is different from succeed, or so I am told.
Yeah. Sorry that the boss is so, well, the way she is.
I liked her tremendously, actually.
She's very strange. She has this thing that she uses to send messages to people. It's like a wooden board that has a skeletal arm attached to it that holds a pen and starts writing on a piece of paper.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's fucked up. Anyway,
That is strange, I suppose.
you ladies have a good night.
You as well. I'm sorry for any mess I've caused.
Looks over.
Yeah.
Not as bad as the Dragon Bone Smasher incident. Not too big of a deal.
Good night, then.
Night. You two walk outside.
Yep.
Josie wipes her hand on her pants because it's sweaty.
is very
Ask her to put her
sweaty.
glove back on.
And what are you two gonna do?
After they exit and are walking in a place that there's not super crowded,
It's midnight. Not a lot of people about aside from guard keeping watch.
I would imagine Josie will just sort of say, Astrid, if you ever want to, you know when you're ready to talk about that, you know where to find me.
Thank you, Josie. I would tell you about it tonight, but we've had a very, very long
It's been
day.
a really long day,
We
Astrid.
really have. Yeah, I guess we'll go back to the dandelion to go to bed.
Okay. As you do, as you walk through the streets, two of you feel like wet droplets start to drip down on your head. As if you look up, you see that looks like rain is beginning to fall very slightly. And as that happens, you overhear a guard from around the area. He goes, huh. Rain? That's odd. So they just continue on. As you all return back to the Gandalline Inn.
Just to double check, rain isn't odd. Like, Josie doesn't think rain is odd, right?
Actually,
It's winter, right?
Yeah,
So is it weird that it's rain and not snow?
actually, where you're from, Josie, it's a bit similar climate-wise during its winter times. So you would actually think it's a bit odd that it's raining, or that it could rain.
Okay, so that the idea of this rain is in fact odd.
Yeah.
Cool.
Astrid, where you're from, it doesn't really snow, so I guess it does. No, it doesn't really, because it's hotter there. So you don't know. You know, you're fairly newer to this region.
Hopefully everybody has their children inside tonight.
Oof. Yikes.
But you all are going to head to bed.
Yes.
Alrighty. As you do. Anyone have anything they need to say before bedtime? Anything of the sort? Anyone else? Just double checking everyone. Alrighty. As you all head to sleep and find yourselves in the realm of dreams for the night. Soul, I'll ask you first since you trance earlier. Are you going to do anything after your trance is complete?
No.
Okay. Just gonna wait for everyone else to be back up. Is that a correct assumption? And everyone to be back together?
Yes.
Okay. Understood. Josie, would you be anything after your trance completes?
Nah.
Okay. I had forgotten for a minute that your dog just opens doors, walks into places sometimes. So I was like, how did that door just open? While Zach was over there. Astrid, you're sleeping, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
She's aware that might be a bad idea, but she's sleeping.
After the day you had, I mean.
Well, nothing seems to happen tonight.
Treat yourself.
But you all sleep. As the next day, you would awake. But first, we do one person's morning first. As Isaac, you awake the next morning. Groggily, your eyes open. As for a minute, you just, waking up, and then you remember everything that happened. As you look to the side, as the rod is still placed exactly where it would have been after you had dropped it, upon trying to link your minds with it last night. What do you do?
Remembering the conversation and everything, he just says to himself, good talk. Wow. Really wasn't expecting that, but, okay, Isaac. Let's put on a happy face and, go greet everybody. And he'd gather his shit and, go downstairs.
Sure. Okay. As Isaac heads down the stairs, is it safe to assume, because Isaac would have waken up later, that everyone would have made their way downstairs, breakfast and such, waiting for everyone else to awake?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Or does anyone else have anything else they'd want to do in the morning, aside from the obvious, which is Barrel's using of the horn?
Yeah.
With
Did my max hit points come back?
Yes, your max hit points will be restored from the long rest. So, with that being the case, Isaac, you did not get the benefits of the horn, by the way. It did not wake you.
Yeah, probably.
Uh-huh. No, I know it didn't.
Yeah, no, I know.
As you make your way down the stairs, you see everyone, assumedly enjoying breakfast, if not at the same table in the same vicinity. As you all would see Isaac, and Isaac, it's up to you how well you're putting on your, happy face.
I mean, he's just pretending like that he didn't wake up like super late, and he's just gonna like be as natural as he can and go and order a water.
Okay. Oh, nothing's
So
up to Isaac. Go to the water.
unless anybody questions him or gives him a good like look over, he's just kind of trying to roll with it and be as incognito as possible.
Sure.
I mean, did he come? Did he come down like abnormally late?
Probably like an hour late. Whether that's abnormal to you or not.
Yeah.
So he would have came like an hour late, yeah.
So he's just eating his Cheerios or whatever breakfast is.
Hour later than he
Not
usually
Cheerios.
comes down.
Yes.
A little later than usual. Is everything all right?
I think we just had a long day yesterday.
Nothing we need to worry about you, though, right? No nosebleeds?
Isaac checks his nose, like, thinking that he missed something, and it's... No, doesn't look like it.
Okay. How was your two's little thing last night? Talking to Ashton and Josie.
Oh, business as usual.
Yes.
Well,
Oh, also, if any of y'all need some shit enchanted or enchanted shit, we gotta go back to pick up an item from Tika's Forge, so she's looking to do some business.
what kind of item did you guys get?
We ordered a brooch for Lord Christo to see if we could help with his constant feeling of pain and being on fire.
Sounds like a good idea. Yeah, I might be interested in getting something from there. Haven't been to a forge in a long time. An enchanter one at that.
Tika's very good at what she does.
If she's making something for a vampire, I would assume so. Yeah, we can head there later. I mean, we have stuff to do, so I don't know when we'll really head back to the vampire, but I'm sure we can find time to do that too.
We're speaking to Mr. Purgator today, correct?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, right, but like, we don't really think he's doing anything, do we?
No, it's just for optics barrel.
All right.
Who's in the bar right now?
It's my witch cackle.
Uh-huh.
Oh no!
It's an early morning, so not many people, just the people that have slept there, so probably about 8 or so other people.
Well, I mean, on the plus side, maybe he's got his statues that we can put up. I don't really care what the mayor says. We can just, well, I can carry some, maybe, and put them about.
I can watch you carry statues.
You certainly can.
I don't think I could lift one on my own.
And I can
Or
direct
even with
you.
help.
I am not
Sure.
touching.
Go ahead, Sol.
I'm not touching the statues of the bird woman.
You're not touching them?
No.
I mean, that's fair. It's a religious thing, correct?
Yes.
Yes, of course, we wouldn't expect you to.
Right. I mean... Right. Well, do we know where he lives?
It has been a while. I don't know if we know.
You know, there's a temple of the Raven Queen outside the city, outside the town.
Right, that does seem like a good place to start.
Yeah. Alright. Well, probably get a move on. It sounds like we've got a pretty busy day.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, Isaac! And just kind of like really like try to like quickly hurry his breakfast up.
I mean, I guess everybody would be done now, huh?
Like, come on, eat!
I like to savor my meals.
I physically start like
You hear in a
taking
voice
bread and
that
start shoving it in his
is
face.
almost like right by the side of you, Isaac, as if someone's sitting next to you and says this aloud, as you just hear, "Sustenance is important."
I turn and look at it to see who it
There's
is.
nothing there.
No one else heard that, right?
Nope.
Isaac, your food is in front of you.
It's literally right in front of you.
I think I lost my appetite.
Hmm.
And Isaac would just kind of get up and just like move away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he walked like away from the table.
He like kind of stood up, like looked at his meal, and just was just like, yeah, I'm not feeling it, and then just kind of walked towards the door if everyone else was going towards the door.
I'm gonna like take whatever was left of his meal and just start like scooping it into my bag to hold it for later for him.
Sure.
I hope it wasn't Cheerios.
I hope it was.
You can't get milk smell out of your bag once it's in there.
Oh god,
Don't
you're
serve
right.
cereal here.
I just like the idea of eating Cheerios. It's very funny to me.
Seems to have had the opposite effect on Isaac.
Okay, so I guess we're going to the Raven Queen Temple first.
Is that what you think?
I mean, unless, Satanta accosts us or something.
We will certainly try.
Do we know where that is generally, or do we need more specific instructions?
I think you know where it is.
Okay.
I'm
Then
sure
we'll
it would
start
have been
going there.
included
Looks
in
like
a brief.
it's outside the walls.
Yes. I mean, it is on the map, but that doesn't necessarily reflect what knowledge you have.
If it was in the pamphlet, I don't know if it was,
No.
but no, okay.
As you all step outside, see a strange sight. Storm clouds hang above the city. A light drizzle of rain comes down on the town as people are going about their business. Isaac, you would know this is strange. You live pretty close to Destin in Praxmore. And Praxmore is, I believe, closer to Destin than it is most of the other places, and it doesn't rain much in the winter. Mind you, I mean, it rained a lot in Oakmill, but,
Yeah.
I mean...
That was its own thing.
But as a light drizzle of rain comes down, as storm clouds hang above the town, as you all are heading off toward the Raven Queen's temple.
Yep.
Okay. I'm deciding what I want to do here. As in, if I want to keep going or not, if I want to end early. Because Ben isn't here. Because I know there's something he wanted to do that would be at night. And I don't
Oh, right.
know. So, my thing is that, well, I'll leave it up to you all, because obviously I don't think any of you want to necessarily end early. But if you feel it's a good idea for us to end early so that next week, assuming and hoping that he's there, we can get that done first so that we're not too far into the next day, so that if something has changed because of that, we can make adjustments to it.
I think that's
I
a good
think-
idea.
I think that's fair to him.
Okay. So you guys want to do it that way?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
We're in a call session then, as much as I would
Okay.
not like to. But nonetheless, that is the session. I hope you all had fun. I'm sorry it was a shorter one and that we started late. Maybe next week we can run a bit longer to compensate for that. We'll see what happens come next week. That'll be up to, obviously, the us of that state. But nonetheless, I hope you all had fun. That is going to be the session. I'm going to say goodbye to the stream very quickly so you guys can say your goodbyes.
Bye, stream.
Bye.
Alrighty. I will be right back. Okay. Just me now. Those of you that watched along tonight, thank you for watching. Usually go a bit longer if you're new to watching here. So, hopefully you'll tune in next week and we'll have a bit more of a full and long session. Thanks for watching, and all of you have a good night. Thanks.